but I think it'd be useful for people. Josh asked, what's the most important element in mixing vocals? But the question is like, is it compressor? Is it recording quality? Is it EQ? Can you talk about, I don't know exactly how to frame the conversation, but like, you know, people spend a lot of time, we've had this conversation on the Discord recently where people are talking about converters, and, you know, at a high level, converters can make a really big difference, or can make a difference if you have lots of money to spend. But if you're a producer starting out, you're much better suited, especially if you're recording vocals, you're much better suited at saving up for a great mic. I think a mic is probably the number one thing that affects the sound. But yeah, can you talk through what you think about that? Because you're now getting vocals, you're mixing different kinds of projects, so presumably they're not all the same chain that you like so much. Are you finding differences? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. You work with what you get. That's just how it is. And again, it would be nice if everything was recorded uniform or whatever. I feel like a lot of times there's a lot more clip gating I have to do when it's someone who isn't as on point with the recording, like someone who isn't like with their hand on the pre or the compressor the whole time. It's a lot more harshness if like because I record with a de-esser, notching out a little bit of the mid-range.
We've talked about this. You use the C800 for the most part, but you have a specific de-esser situation.
Yeah, a C800 with a 902 de-esser, and you know, either like 3 compressors that I probably would use. The Fern, the Hazelrig VNE, a CL1B, or this TL Audio TLA 100, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I guess I just never really used the 1176s that much while recording. It's just because I'm not as comfortable with them for recording. Like when I'm mixing, I'll use it pretty often, but when I'm recording, I just prefer the other ones.
Do you find the main limiting factor in great vocals is the mic? Where in the chain? What do you think is like the hierarchy of what's important?
Yeah, I think the mic and the preamp, but the converters are also pretty important, man. Like in fact, my girlfriend uses the Townsend mic at home, and her Apollo stopped working. So I was like, you know, just use I have a Carbon, that's my travel interface. I was like, just use that. And like, even she was like, yo, right away, it just sounded so different just going through because the pre is the same thing. You know, the pre and the converters on the Carbon were like way, it feels like the top end opens up a bit. And you can like mimic that with like, you know, saturation and just other stuff. There's a bunch of cool plugins like, you can name a few people like hearing plugins. Dopamine is cool by Overloud for top end. Spectre is great. I use Ruby a lot, and the McDSP stuff also. The Royal EQ is dope. But yeah, I think again, there's like it in an ideal situation, it would be great to have the best of everything, but you just make do with what. There are records that we've done that were recorded on a SM7B, you know, like in the back of the room with speakers on, and just have to figure out how to make that sound good.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's if you have a great song and a great vocal performance, you could probably make it work.
Yeah. And BD gasless saturation. BD is an awesome plugin.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I've been using that a bunch too.
The Carbon is a preamp and converter, I assume.
It's an interface, yeah.
Interface, so it has a preamp built into it.
And it's also got it's actually, so basically the Carbon was their answer to the Apollo, I guess. It's got 8 mic pre's, and then another 8 like D-sub line inputs. And it's got a bunch of
it's a serious rig.
Yeah, it's dope, and it's also got HDX cards built in. Not as many as an HDX card. But it's I think I don't know how many chips, like I think it might be 3 or some shit. But basically you can run HDX like AAX plugins, DSP plugins, I mean, sorry.
Nice. And this is an Avid.
It's an Avid thing. It's a new it's from the new line of interfaces that Avid has. They did the Matrix Studios and the Matrix, and so it kind of looks the same.
Nice.
And it's cool because it just connects one Ethernet.
That's great. Thanks for watching. Just a reminder, all of this content is free.
There's no secret knowledge here. There's no Patreon. We don't read ads. We don't have sponsors. We're just trying to build a knowledge base. All that we ask in return is that you share it with somebody. Thanks so much.